Hi, I'm Linda Lacour Hobar, the author of The Mystery of History, and I am on location at the USS Constitution in Boston. Do you know who authorized the building of the ship? It was George Washington. So yeah, this ship is that old. In fact, this is the oldest floating warship in the world. Now, why does that matter? Well, I can think of three reasons. One, history always matters. You know, we can't know where we're headed unless we know where we've been. Two, by Washington building this or authorizing the build of it, it shows us that nations need to be able to defend themselves. That's still true today. And third, this floating relic, well, it saw tremendous victories. This ship would see the quasi-wars against France, the Barbary War against pirates, and in the War of 1812, it will battle the British. So yeah, to touch, see, and feel history, it is important, lest we forget who we are and where we're headed. Many of you may know this is nicknamed Old Ironsides, but it's not made of iron, so how did it get that nickname? Well, the story is that in the War of 1812, 18-pound cannonballs were being hurled at the ship from the British, and they bounced off. And so one astonished sailor said to another, "Huzzay, the sides are made of iron." Now, he didn't mean it literally, but the nickname has stuck ever since. As for the significance of the War of 1812, well, the resilience of this ship and the U.S. Navy would show the British once and for all that we had secured our independence. Of course, over 200 years later, we are allies with the British, but thank God for brave souls who defended us. A lesser-known story is that this ship would also be part of the African squadron a little later in history, and its job was to patrol the seas and try to intercept ships that were still moving cargo, human cargo, from Africa to the Americas. As a matter of fact, in 1853, this ship would intercept a New York ship that was, we think, smuggling humans. That was 50 years after the transatlantic slave trade had been banned. So thank God that literally this ship would help steer U.S. history in the right direction. And since human trafficking is still part of our world, let's pray for more brave souls to continue to steer history in the right direction and defend against that. Thanks for joining me.